I call the honourable member for Hughes.
My question is to the Assistant Minister for Defence. I remind the Minister that there are over 3,200 defence personnel that work in my electorate of Hughes, including the Liverpool military area and the Holsworthy barracks. What plan does the government have to address the previous government's defence cuts?
I call the Assistant Minister for Defence.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and let me thank the member for Hughes for his question. He's a member that has argued strongly for the servicemen and women in his electorate, and let me thank you for standing side by side with some of your units during some very difficult times during the year. And it's right, member for Hughes, that you should ask about future plans to address the mess that Labor has left within the defence budget. And be under no doubt, it is an unmitigated mess that we have inherited. Last week, we had the somewhat unedifying spectacle of the Departmental Secretary coming out to confirm what we've known for 5 years and what Labor has been in denial about, that they have taken a hatchet to the defence budget over that last half-decade. But not to be outdone, this week alone that great fiscal luminary, the former Labor Defence Minister Stephen Smith, is reported as saying that defence reforms could not be fulfilled because of the over $21 billion that the former Labor government ripped out of the defence budget. Labor lag shoots defence in the foot is a piece from The Australian that I table that is an admission, an absolute admission of the failures and the mess that former Labor government left behind. When you have senior defence personnel joking that Labor simply used the defence budget as an ATM, bill after bill after bill pulled out of the ATM, you realise that's Labor's way. It was always about bill, wasn't it? The lowest level of defence expenditure since 1938 as proportion of GDP, that's your bill legacy, or is it simply the legacy of bill? I'm not really sure. But when you pull means of exchange—
I call the manager of opposition business.
Madam Speaker, members to be referred to by their title.
Yes, I would remind the minister to do that.
I was simply referring to the means of exchange, which are sometimes grubby, faceless and dirty. But then again, I apologise. I withdraw, Leader of the Opposition. Can I say to the member for Hughes, can I say there is a better way? There is a better way. We as a government actually know where the deposit button is on the ATM. All that former government knew is where the withdrawal button is. So what we're going to say, member of Hughes, and what you can take back to your electorate is under this government there will be no cuts to the defence budget. Under this government we'll increase defence as a proportion of GDP to 2% by 2022, and we will put back the money that former Labor government recklessly pulled out. Under this government we will actually reinvest any money that is actually saved from the defence budget, as opposed to the last government that pulled money out under the strategic reform program and put nothing in. We'll take a measured, purposeful and deliberate approach to restoring the finances.